Hi, everybody. This is Patty Mold from the Twinsburg Technology Department, and today we're going to learn how to sign into Freckle as a student. Freckle is a great learning platform that students at Bissell and Dodge have access to. And so the first thing you want to tell your student to do is let's open Google Chrome. Like many of our programs, it works best in Chrome. If you have a student working from home, this might be something that you would suggest for them to try, is to make sure you're using Chrome as their browser. Now, certainly you could come up here to the URL bar, type in freckle.com, and a student would go to the website directly. But for some of the littler kids, we find it's easier for them to have a link. And so I'm going to go to Samuel Bissell, and then I'm going to go to Internet Resources, and we'll see that I have a link that'll take me directly to Freckle right there. And this will put the student on the student dashboard. Now, there are two pieces of information that a student needs to log into Freckle. One is the class code. This is going to be something that the teacher generates when they set up the class, and they're going to need to give to their students the first time that they do it. And then there may be other times along the way where they need it. The second is going to be their first and last name. And so, as I've already set up my class as a teacher, I'm just going to give the student the class code, and we're going to type this in right here. It is not case sensitive, so don't worry too much about that. Nice thing about Freckle 2 is anytime you see this speaker, this is going to help our emerging readers by reading instructions to them. So I'm going to click that teal arrow. And then this is where it's going to ask for our first and last name. This can be a place where sometimes students get themselves into trouble because they either enter a nickname or they enter a shortened form of their name. We do all our rostering in Freckle through Google Classroom, so it's really important that we use the full first and last name and that it's spelled correctly. And so if you have a student who's having trouble getting in, this might be something else to suggest. I'm going to log in using a Bissell Test student account. And so I'm going to type this in. You can also set up to use QR codes. Very easy to do, and it would be something you see in your teacher dashboard. But again, I'm going to just click the teal arrow, and what it'll do is take me to the student dashboard. Now, the first time that you log in, it's going to give you the option, do you want to work on math or language arts? The only way this would be different is if you have set up something that's called focus mode. For a teacher, that allows a student to make sure they're doing the assignments that have been assigned by the teacher first. If focus mode is turned off, it allows the students to make the choice of how they're going to practice and what they're going to do. Are they going to do adaptive practice on their own, or are they going to work on some of the assignments that the teacher may have made? And so just to kind of show you around on the student dashboard, I'm going to click on math and get started. And what it'll show is all the different domains along the math learning path that I can use. Very first thing that a student will see is to get started, you need to use, you need to do a small practice test. This is going to help level the student. A practice test takes about 30 minutes to do. So the first time you have students doing practice in each area, make sure that you allow for that time so that they can finish the practice test. If they don't, the next time they come back, they're going to have to start the practice test from the beginning. And so when I click on Get Started, it'll take me immediately to that practice test. It's going to award me some coins, and we'll talk about coins in a different video, but it's going to help us find the level for the student. Just to give you a quick view around the student view here, again, you're going to always have the option for it to read the question to you. Then you'll have some tools where we can write. So if I wanted to come over here and write something or do a math problem, I'm going to have access to shapes, counters. I can move some things around, as well as I can erase anything that I have done. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this right now. And it's going to ask me if I want to stay. I'm going to say exit just because I do want us to get back to this learning board. If I click on ELA, ELA is going to have the same thing where it has a pretest. So I'm going to say yes, please. And it will only, and I believe there are only about 10 questions. But again, these pretests are helping the student find their beginning level along the learning path so that is ready to adapt as they do more practice. All right, I hope this has helped you get a view of what students see when they log into Freckle. We'll be going into some other topics more in detail, but I hope you have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.